Guys, alam niyo ano yung pinaka-update sa buhay ko ngayon? Gusto kong mag-take ng ADHD na test. Actually, as we speak, kaka-message ko lang dun sa page na nakita ko sa Reddit na sabi niya na, okay, this is the page na you can contact if gusto mo ADHD diagnosis test, something something. So, minessage ko yung Philippine National Chapter, Mental Health Chapter, Cebu Chapter na page. Kasi, I really want to set an appointment for an ADHD test. And alam mo, the reason why gusto ko magpa-ADHD na test is because every time may makikita ako ng mga, like videos about ADHD sa TikTok or mga ADHD discussions sa Reddit, sa Twitter, parang so many of these traits, nakaka-relate ako. And I relate to them very strongly and parang shoot na shoot sa banga ang babae. And so gusto ko na talaga na magkaroon ng like official talaga na diagnosis so I can really like assess if do I really have ADHD or do I have traits na similar to ADHD? Alam niyo yung mga ganun. Pero syempre, ayoko din naman na mag-self-diagnose kasi as we all know na self-diagnosing is not the best way to deal with mental health na mga kinamers. And the best way pa rin talaga is to get to a mental health professional. Pero at the same time, actually, gets ko din kasi yung mga nagsa-self-diagnose low-key. Like, parang hindi ko naman sila like vini-villainize entirely. Kasi 'di ba dito sa Pinas, napaka-inaccessible kasi at napaka-mahal din ng mental health professional services. Like for example, dun sa Zamboanga ako, kasi di ba taga Zamboanga del Norte ako, yung nearest na mental health professional namin is 4 hours away. Tas isa lang siya sa buong Zamboanga del Norte. So, may mga times before na pag magpapa-therapy ako, kailangan ko pa mag-travel ng 3 to 4 hours. Tapos, I can't like do a parang emergency therapy session kasi since isa lang siya, kailangan mo pa talagang i-book yung slot and schedule niya. Inaccessible talaga siya, na literal. Tapos, in addition to that, mahal din siya. Super kamahal, grabe. Each therapy session before costs like 2,000 pesos. And yung mga medication sa therapy ko before, ang mahal-mahal, and like you have to take it every day. It's difficult to get a diagnosis for mental health issues here sa Philippines. And it's because it's so inaccessible and it's so mahal. Syempre, it all relates to how if hindi siguro like crocodiles yung ating mga officials, then maybe we could have access to mental health in an easier manner or in a manner na hindi nagugusot yung ating mga bulsa. It's just so sad. And parang imagine mo nga if our officials like really gave a fuck about each individual dito sa ating Pinas na ating bansa. And imagine mo nga if like mental health services were so accessible, tapos each person wouldn't go to the extent of self-diagnosing kasi it's so accessible. Imagine mo nga. Oh. Hanggang imagine lang talaga. Kasi ewan ko kailan yan mangyayari. It's just so sad. Grabe naman ang pag-ponder ng babae. Pero that's why hindi ko vini-villainize necessarily entirely yung mga people na nagsa-self-diagnose. Pero at the same time, this is not me saying na we should all self-diagnose, okay? It's still the best na may mental health professional talaga that would help us understand what we're going through in life. But gusto ko lang din i-share yung mga points na yon because I think there's so much more nuance sa buhay and sa mental health na atake na we all go through. Pero gusto ko lang din i-share guys na I really love doing makeup right now. Ay! Alam nyo before, akala ko na people only do makeup because gusto nila na mag-clear yung skin nila or gusto nila na super plakado yung mga pagmumukha nila. Like I thought makeup is strictly for enhancing your physical features. Part lang pala yan. Another thing where people actually do makeup is because it's so fucking therapeutic. It's so relaxing, nakakawala siya ng stress. Di ba like when we think about painting or dancing or drawing or singing, ina-encourage natin siya because it's so stress-free, nakakawala siya ng mga problema sa mundo. I think makeup is actually one of that. Like I just really realized. To give you context, nung last year kasi, nagme-makeup na ako pero yung gamit ko, concealer lang tsaka powder. So every time I would like apply these things, okay, fresh ako. Immediately, nakaka-freshen up naman siya. Pero after like 2 hours, after an hour, after mag-commute, nawawala na siya. So parang nawawala na yung concealer ko. And sinabi ko sa sarili ko, okay, what if for Christmas, mag-i-invest ako sa makeup kasi hindi naman ako like gastador. So parang splurge ko na din to sa sarili ko, Christmas treat ko na din sa sarili ko, and it's a good way to parang enhance my self-care moment kasi it's making me more confident. Okay, so nung Pasko last year, bumili ako ng primer, which is parang base sa mukha mo. Para siyang moisturizer na you can put in your face so that your makeup stays on longer. Tapos, bumili din ako ng color corrector, which is kasi di ba may mga red, hindi siya masyadong kita sa camera, pero like, when you like really look at my face, may mga red spots ako, red acne scars. So, bumili ako ng color corrector because it cancels the redness out. Tapos, bumili din ako ng a setting spray, which is yung setting spray, yan talaga yung remedy na parang after an hour or 2 hours, yung makeup mo, pak! Plakado pa rin, andyan pa rin. Yung setting spray yung magla-lock sa makeup mo. Tapos bumili din ako ng eyebrow pencil something. And bumili din ako ng mga bagong makeup brushes. And after nung na dumating na yung mga parcels ko, nag-makeup ako, na-try ko to sa Manila when I was with my friend. And parang na-realize ko na the steps became longer, 'di ba? Kasi mas marami ng mga makeup na ina-apply ko sa sarili ko. Pero na-realize ko na, oh my God, this is actually like very fun. Like this is actually very, I don't know, like therapeutic talaga siya. And na-realize ko that moment na, oh, okay, this is why people do makeup. This is why even my friends who have clear skin, they still do makeup because it's actually like a fun thing to do. And nakaka-relate na ako because mahaba na yung makeup steps ko. And in addition to that, I'm really happy na I bought makeup and I invested on it nung Pasko because ngayon parang ang fresh ko na. Hi! Like, even if nung sinulog, like party buong gabi, parang ang fresh ko pa rin, plakado pa rin. And ewan ko fresh ba talaga yun or parang nanibago lang ako na hindi na ako minamantika. Pero I'm just so, like, parang yung confidence ko, na-boost talaga siya ng so much. As in, this is your sign siguro na if you're like thinking about investing in makeup, do it. Do it. Hindi naman siya mabilis maubos. Or at least, sa usage ko, hindi naman siya like super sayang. Kasi, na-ROI ko naman siya. Ay! Gets ko na yung cousin ko. Kasi may cousin din ako na magsi-street food kami tapos pupunta kami sa dagat. Sa Zamboanga del Norte to, di sa Cebu. Nagme-makeup talaga siya. Like naliligo talaga siya an hour prior para mag-makeup. Tapos sabi ko sa kanya, bakit ka ba nagme-makeup? Like pupunta na naman tayo. Kakain lang tayo ng kwek-kwek. Pero genuinely, di ko talaga gets. Because yun nga, I thought na makeup is meant for like events lang. Tapos sabi niya na, hindi kasi therapeutic kasi nakaka-relax kasi tapos na makikinig siya ng music or makikinig siya ng podcast tapos magme-makeup siya tapos sabi ko, Diyos ko, parang nakakapagod naman to. Gets ko na siya ngayon. I love makeup. Ay, eto ang aking intro to being a beauty influencer. Advocate. Pero today, hindi naman tayo mag-uusap about mental health professional services or makeup. Pero before anything else, let me just introduce myself. This is Kenty, DJ Kenty, ang iyong kaibigan at ang iyong kaibigan na grabe, napakatagal kong nawala. But, you know, December, Pasko, and then New Year, I told myself na I don't want to be the type of person who's always like beating myself up for not having work done. I told myself na it's okay, let me have December and January as my rest days. Kasi parang in-acknowledge ko lang din naman na the entire year of 2025, I did so much work with thesis and posting content every day. So parang sinabi ko sa sarili ko, okay, December and January, this is for me. Pero anyway, today, mag-uusap tayo about sa mga bagay na gusto kong baguhin sa buhay ko. Parang gusto kong baguhin yung buhay ko. Pero not in a way na parang transformation talaga, but I do have traits in 2025 na I wanna change. And gusto ko na siyang i-alter for 2026. Yung pinakauna ko talaga na gusto kong gawin more in 2026 is I want to post more in my IG stories specifically. For context lang, nung 2025 kasi, which is last year, napakadami kong memories that went undocumented. Wala akong mga photos of it. And the reason why is because yung mindset ko before, I can only post an IG story if it's so aesthetic, if maganda yung damit ko, or if it's something new, like bago. So, for example, nakapunta na ako ng, let's say, Canty Cafe. Hindi ko na yan i-my day ulit kasi nakapunta na ako dyan eh. Even if I have new memories on this specific cafe, hindi ko na siya i-my day. So parang I had strict standards for myself when it comes to IG stories posting, and na-realize ko na it made me not document my life in general. Kasi 'di ba sa IG, if i-view mo yung mga stories mo in a specific month, like January, February, March, April, di ba makikita mo lang na January 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can view it and look at the story that you posted on that specific day. Nung view ko yung monthly IG stories ko for last year, na-realize ko na ang daming gray spots. Ang daming days na hindi ako nag-post and my life during that specific moment was undocumented. And I told myself na I don't want to do that anymore. I'm someone who's very nostalgic and I want to post as much as possible. Gusto kong mag-post sa main story ko in a way that I would post in my dump account na careless, like really just sharing what went through on my day and less on curating the aesthetics of my IG stories. So yun. That's why, if napapansin nyo actually, if nakafollow kayo sa Instagram ko, nagpo-post na ako like so much. Like even if nung umuwi ako ng Zamboanga del Norte, pinost ko yung balot na kinain namin, yung stall ng balot na kinainan ng cousin ko at saka ako because I want to I want to document these things. Parang not just the grand events of my life. I also want to document the mundane, the everyday life of Kenty. Kasi gusto ko lang talaga na my memories ako to look back to in the future. I don't want any more gray spots in my monthly IG stories. Pero na-realize ko lang din na it's also a way to practice myself, be seen na hindi ako perfect. Or parang ganon. Because just like what I mentioned, last year parang I can only post something in my IG stories if it's perfect. Right now, I don't wanna be that. I wanna be gusto ko mag-post na even if nakapambahay lang ako, if I wanna post it, then I'm gonna post it. And I'll be fine if other people see na nakapambahay lang ako. And, because before, I used to think na people are judging me. And I know, again, parang, I'm the type of person who always says na people don't give a fuck about you. But for some reason, last year, I can't really shake it off my system. With what I mentioned, for example, if nakapunta na ako ng cafe, hindi ko na ipopost again. Parang because I was always thinking in my head na, what if people are saying na, oh my God, paulit-ulit ka dyan? Like, hindi ka ba nag-explore sa mundo? Like, I'd have these thoughts on my head. So, this year, via IG posting and not giving a fuck about the aesthetics and what other people say and more on like just documenting my life, I wanna change my life in this way. Say it with me. Let's post more for 2026. Yes! Also, another thing na I really want to change about my life is gusto ko mag-overdress more. Gusto ko mag-outfit more and more by twice. Wait, to give you context, yung idea ko of what it means to dress up more is to accessorize. Like the big necklace, the earrings na swan na binili ko sa Broadway Gems, yung mga accessories na bangles na napakalaki, the rings na napakalaki. That's my idea of what it means to over-accessorize. And, for the longest time, especially since galing ako sa Zamboanga del Norte, that's where I grew up in, every time I would dress up in this way, parang iniisip ko na, oh my God, saan ka ba pupunta? Ha? Bakit napaka-overdressed mo? Like, may event ba? Bakit nakaganyan ka ng suot? Ganyan yung iniisip ko before. And parang I realized na it's holding me so much with my self-expression. And parang natatakot din ako na ma-judge ng ibang tao. Kasi actually yung sa Zamboanga del Norte, pag lumaki ka sa province, ganyan kasi yung mga sinasabi ng tao sa'yo. Like yung mga parents ko, yung mga relatives ko before. Like if mag-overdress ako kahit nakatuck-in lang, parang sinasabi nila, galing ka ba like tumae, bakit ka nakatuck-in? Bakit ganyan yung outfit mo? So parang na-internalize ko na siya na even if I'm in Cebu right now where people actually do not care and self-expressions are so much more encouraged and not really frowned upon. Parang ganun pa rin yung mindset ko na, oh, bakit ka nag-accessorize? Bakit? Saan ka ba pupunta? Magpapasangla ka ba? And so I realized na I was holding myself back. And Sabi ko sa sarili ko na sa 2026, ganito pa rin ba yung utak ko? I took a look at my friends and I realized na all of them dress in a way that they want. And I told myself na, okay, I'm gonna be like this. And I don't, one of the things that I really want to do for 2026 is I don't wanna dress up just for events, just for when I like, if my bongga talaga na gala. No, I wanna dress up even if pupunta lang ako sa grocery. Even if it's just a casual cafe run with my friends. And you know, I actually also get na there's logistics, tama ba yung term, with dressing up. Kasi di ba nakakapagod din siya kasi magpa-plancha ka pa, mag-accessorize ka pa, mag-iisip ka pa kung ano yung ili-layer-layer mo. So, syempre naman, if may mga times na mag-grocery lang ako or if wala na talaga akong time, then hindi na ako mag-overdress or something. Pero if I'd have the opportunity, mag-overdress ako. And you know, also in addition, I realized na iba pa rin talaga yung confidence ko when I overdress. Like, iba talaga siya. I'd feel so much more kumpiyansa sa sarili ko. Iba talaga yung atake ko sa araw. Parang hindi ako nahihiya. Because I look good. Or something like that. And you know, in addition na lang din, gusto ko na lang din i-share na another thing that I really wanna do for 2026 is gusto kong mag-outfit repeat more. Because last year, even if napakarami kong fits na magaganda, parang hindi ko na siya inuulit kasi natatakot ako na tawagin ako na outfit repeater. Uy, grabe pati yan, pinoproblema. Na-realize ko na for 2026, I wanna dress up like a cartoon character. Na di ba kasi yung mga cartoon characters, paulit-ulit lang yung mga outfits nila. Gusto kong ganon. And I wanna let go of holding myself back because I'm internalizing what other people might say so much. Diba? And you know, also in addition, one of my friends, yung name niya si Tris, he kind of changed my life low-key with how I view clothes right now. Kasi before, quantity ako over quality. Kasi di ba I had a mindset na I can't outfit repeat. So that means na every once in a while, I'd get this need to buy something again para hindi ba paulit-ulit yung outfits ko. And what this resulted in was yung closet ko, it's very like messy and ang daming mga bagay na hindi ko naman sinusuot na. And it's also very magastos. And my friend Chris, sabi niya na yung the way he buys clothes is quality over quantity and wala na siyang pake if uulit-ulitin niya para ma-ROI daw yung damit na binili niya. Para ma-worth it daw talaga yung gastos niya. Parang nag-click yun sa utak ko na, what if this is how it actually dress up na din or decide on what to buy na clothes? Like, what if I actually like buy something na very quality and I really like it, tas uulit-ulitin ko lang? Like, why am I so scared with getting my money's worth sa clothing? Like, so what if uulit-ulitin ko siya? Kaya nga binili ko siya eh. Like, bakit takot na ma-judge ng ibang tao na paulit-ulit yung susuotin ko? Bakit? Why? Why? So, this year, I wanna get rid of that habit na parang hindi ko inuulit-ulit yung clothes ko because takot ako mag-outfit repeat, takot ako ma-judge. No more of that. Alright? 2026, I'm gonna overdress more and I'm gonna outfit repeat more and just like parang dun sa IG story, more of living my life and less about giving a fuck about what other people might say. Isa din sa mga gusto kong baguhin sa buhay ko is gusto ko na ako yung tipo na tao na if something doesn't go my way, hindi ako too sensitive na mairita and magalit and I'd actually find a way to solve that specific inconvenience. Let's say for example, there was this one time na yung cousin ko, si Theo, kukunin niya ako para mag-cafe kami. Pero during this time, si Theo, wala siyang signal. And so, hindi niya ako message if andun na siya sa labas. Ganito yung context. And so, sabi ko sa kanya na, kunin mo na lang ako dito sa mall, okay? Tapos sabi niya na, sige, like, sa labas ka na maghintay. Yung ginawa ko, lumabas ako sa mall kasi hihintayin ko si Theo. Tapos, ang init-init kasi ng araw. And I thought na he was on his way because of the way the message was constructed. So after 10 minutes, parang, ay, ina, asa na ba tong bading na to? Kasi ang init-init dito sa labas. Eh wala pa naman siyang cellphone, so hindi niya ako ma-message kung nasa na siya. After that, pumasok ako sa loob sa mall, tapos medyo nainis na ako during this time kasi parang, asa na ba tong vavay na to? Bakit hindi ba to siya naglo-load? And then, after like maybe 5 minutes, lumabas ako, tapos nakita ko siya na nakakaway-kaway, tapos dumating na pala siya. This is like a specific example of parang ang daming miscommunication and the way that I wanted it to happen did not happen. Inisip ko na lang sa sarili ko na okay, at least andito na siya and wala naman siyang load, so maybe it was a genuinely miscommunication moment. But I just wish na things went smoothly in the way that I wanted it to be. Pero you know, may mga times kasi talaga na yung mga bagay, hindi talaga siya mag-a-align sa kung ano yung plinano mo. And I'm the type of person na pag hindi siya naka-align sa how I wanted it to be, maiinis ako, ma-frustrate ako so much, and mawawalan ako ng gana gumala, mawawalan ako ng gana lumabas. And I just told myself that for 2026, I don't want to be that type of person anymore. I mean, yes, of course, it's still so much better if you can do things in a way na mas efficient and mas convenient. Pero, hindi ko na din isa-sacrifice yung emotions ko, especially if things are done na. And instead, I just like, you know, let's just do better next time. Pero, gusto kong matutunan yung maging tao na able pa rin to be in a good mood even if the situation is not that good or something. It's a skill na you really have to practice over and over to stay in a good mood or to stay grounded when things do not go in your way. And that's what I really want to practice for this year. I just want to be like a more joyful person, you know, and not be bothered so much when things don't go my way. Yun lang. Lastly, yung pinaka gusto ko talagang baguhin sa buhay ko for 2026 and paulit-ulit na natin itong sinasabi is I really want to get rid of my perfectionism, guys. And nagmamanifest kasi yung perfectionism ko with my podcast creating because I want na my script, I want na ganito yung sasabihin ko. Hala, bakit yung mukha ko medyo oily? And I read this quote na perfectionism is the enemy of getting things done. And I just think that's so true. And also, I also saw this video on TikTok. Explain niya yung concept of perfectionism in a way na if gusto mong mag-vegan. So yung situation here is, let's say may tao na gusto niyang mag-vegan pero hindi niya kayang mag-vegan kasi super love niya yung bacon. And so this person, hindi na lang siya mag-vegan even if he really wants to be vegan kasi super love niya yung bacon. And so, yung content sa TikTok, sabi niya, what if mag-vegan ka plus you allow yourself to eat just bacon? And so, you can check your goal na maging vegan ka and you're not really sacrificing it. And at the same time, you still can eat bacon. Parang in-explain niya na sometimes in perfectionism, napaka all or out tayo. It's either we're super in, we're super out because of perfectionism. But nakakalimutan natin na sa life, we can always have a middle point. Parang we can always compromise, you know? You can be vegan and eat bacon if you really love bacon. If you really want to be vegan, it doesn't have to be na wag ka na lang mag-vegan altogether because of bacon. Or it doesn't have to be na, okay, if mag-vegan ka, no more na talaga ng bacon because you really want it. We can always find a middle ground. And na-realize ko na, you know what, that's actually one of the remedies to perfectionism. Like for example, right now, I really wanted to film a podcast episode but I thought to myself, if mag-usual setup pa ako na yung naka-lights ako tapos may mga plushes sa likod, it's too tiring. But I really want to film a podcast episode. So what if I just film without my usual setup and just have Snoopy in my hands right now? And you know what happened? I'm able to film right now because of that. If I allowed my all or nothing, my perfectionism tendencies na since hindi na ako nakaset up, hindi na lang ako mag-film, if I allow that to win, edi hindi sana ako makaka-film ngayon. And yet, I'm able to film because I found a middle ground. I found my vegan plus bacon moment or something. You know, this applies to so many things in life. Alright, like for example, in the gym. If nagpaplano ka na mag-gym, gusto mong mag-gym sa specific day, pero 30 minutes na lang yung time mo, Again, we're gonna have a mindset na all or nothing. Hala, 30 minutes na lang yung gym ko. Hindi na lang ako mag-gym. But what if you just work out for 30 minutes and not finish your entire program? 'Di ba? Like, you're gonna get something done even if it's not perfect. And naka-workout ka pa. Like, 'di ba? Like, it doesn't have to be all or nothing all of the time. If nakaka-relate ka and you're also someone who have an all or nothing perfectionist tendencies, I just want you to think of those two concepts. Because so far, even if January pa ngayon, it's really helped me. And sana hindi ko to makalimutan for the rest of the year. Because I feel like perfectionism, all or nothing mindset, yan talaga yung nag-hold back sa akin with my content production or with the way that I live my life in general. But I think I'm finding a way to parang conquer it. Ay! Anyway, I think dito na magtatapos ang ating episode, Abbas. I'm just so happy na I'm back with content creating and podcast creating, and I really missed so much of you guys, and I'm so sorry if nag-delay ako. But I'm just so thankful, especially for last year's Spotify Wrapped. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I feel like I did on my Instagram. But I got so much love with the podcast, and I just think that's so insane. And like, totoo kasi, di ba, last year parang super inactive ko kasi may thesis pa. Tapos parang, basta, I just feel like I didn't like do that well last year. Grabe, hashtag imposter syndrome. But I received so many love. Right now, I'm receiving so many messages na people are asking, where's the podcast? How, like, why have you not been posting? I'm just so thankful for the support, and you guys are the fuel that light up a fire up under my ass. Thank you so much. And this is Canty, DJ Canty, and if umawat ka sa episode na to, again, isa kang star. May pimple patch ako ngayon na star. And I love you so much, and see you in the next episode.